And so this is big news for Hedera. Hedera essentially is going to be powering Mastercard. Now I'm being a little hyperbolic. They're actually working with Fresh Supply Company and providing the a plug and play blockchain API that will integrate with Hedera that Mastercard will be using, but essentially Hedera will be kind of the backbone of Mastercard. Let's look deeper into this story because I think this is a big deal. 1 second here. Take just a second here. All right, so this is straight from the HBAR Foundation itself. We're excited to announce that Fresh Supply Company has integrated Hedera into its Continuity API. This connects Hedera to banks, the Mastercard network, and soon the Mastercard Payment Gateway Services and other forthcoming Mastercard Web3 and digital asset products. Now, guys, I told you that there is something about HBAR that traditional companies like that they don't like about the other cryptocurrencies. I still don't exactly know what it is, but we know that we know that Hedera does things just a little bit differently. And they operate on a consensus protocol versus a blockchain. Not exactly the same thing. So when you see those number of transactions, a lot of those transactions aren't like dollar transactions. They're like consensus. Still very important. And I think that might be the key for why these Web3 or not Web3, but non-Web3 companies really, really like Hedera. So HBAR goes on to explain, as the largest user of the Mastercard Provenance private blockchain before it was discontinued. Did you guys know that Mastercard basically had its own private blockchain? I didn't know that, but I think it's pretty cool. FSCO took on the role of making sure that users could, that's the fast, sir, whatever he said, company, took on the role of making sure that users could easily migrate to a scalable network after it closed down. Through this plug-and-play API, the largest users of Mastercard Provenance alongside FSCO are already in the Continuity Sandbox, paving the way for these companies to also migrate to Hedera. Alongside legacy MP users, the Continuity API enables any use case in the world that requires event-based payment automation, particularly across the supply chain. This payment trigger functionality is a core component of FSCO's product offering on Hedera, the tokenization and financialization of real-world assets and events throughout the agricultural supply chain. As these tokenized items move from location to location, payments must be released only when pre-approved conditions are met. Here, payment triggers combined with the IoT, Internet of Things devices automate this process, greatly improving efficiency. Processing $700 million worth of assets in the past year, FSCO alone is targeting $3 billion over the next 12 months as it moves to accelerate payments across Australia's agribusiness and food manufacturing sectors. As FSCO scales, they will leverage all major Hedera services, the Hedera Consensus Service, Hedera Token Service, Smart Contract Service. Hedera Guardian integration is also on the roadmap. So they have a little thing where they talk about more. FSCO is the biggest user of Mastercard Provenance, has migrated to the public Hedera network, processing about $700 million worth of assets in the past year. So Mastercard had its own private blockchain. Basically what this is saying is Mastercard had its own private blockchain. They switched over to the Hedera network now because they closed down their own blockchain, and now they are using the Hedera network. And hopefully this could be powering as much as 2 billion if they hit their targets. Right now it's at 700 million. They could be targeting 2 billion in assets worth of transactions that are going to happen on the Hedera network. So that is really amazing stuff. I think that's super bullish for Hedera. I keep seeing stories like this. This is the stuff that makes me happy. The real world use cases, we see a lot of those on Algorand too. I don't think they get nearly the hype they deserve. Hedera seems to get pushed more when they do this kind of stuff, but they're also that's a big deal. That's a really big deal. So good for Hedera. I don't know what else bad to say. I think you're going to see more stuff like this. I really think Hedera is going to be leading the way. I hate to say it, guys. I really think Hedera is going to be leading the way on this stuff.